وفوض أمري إلى الله إن الله بصير بالعباد. أستغفر الله وأسأل التوبة. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو عالم الغيب والشهادة هو الرحمن الرحيم. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر سبحان الله عما يشركون. هو الله الخالق الباري المصور له الأسماء الحسنى يسبح له ما في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم. والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين سيما بقية الله في العالمين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين من يوم هذا وإلى يوم الدين. قال الحكيم في كتاب المجيد وفرقان الحميد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. كلوا واشربوا ولا تسرفوا إنه لا يحب المسرفين. صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was kind, generous with all of his creatures, especially the mankind, who are the best of creatures, has provided us whatever was needed and required. As a humble servant, we need to be thankful to him. And usually we do not ponder upon those things Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us. And sometime when we realize a great favor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has been done to us, still we are not thankful to him. So either something is important for us or not. Maybe we do not realize what is the importance of any minute favor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Actually, that is the great favor. But in any case, if we try to be humble, if try to be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all of his favors, so as a whole we are helping and supporting ourselves. When we are thankful, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give us more. And when we are not thankful, so whatever we are getting, maybe that will be reduced. So no one like the favors should be cut down. So it is better for us, for ourselves, for others, for relatives, for mankind. We should be thankful so that his favors, so most of the favors were without asking us. We did not ask anything when we were born. So most of his favors are without demand, but still he is giving us, providing us. But when we will be thankful, definitely he will provide us more. And inshallah, that will work for the welfare of mankind. Salawat, please. So the different foods and different things Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided to us. So some of those are helpful to increase our memory power. We all need to be intelligent. If we are lazy, if we are not using our brain, so then we will not be a well-recognized person among the community, among the human being as well. So as a whole, something Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided us, that is the brain. And brains and nerves, so they also need food. And that food of the brain is going to the blood. So first of all, we need to clean our blood by providing the healthy foods and by providing the plenty of oxygen. So actually this is the oxygen in the blood, hemoglobin, that is protein, and that carries this oxygen that is in the blood. So as a whole, when there is plenty of oxygen and pure blood, so that is good for our brain as well. So blood will provide only those things which we are eating or we are providing to our digestive system. So inshallah we will carry on next week as well, but few things which are helpful for our brain, for our intelligence, for our memory power. So I'm not saying all of these we have to use one day, but if we add one of these things every day, so as a whole for long term, that will be helpful for our memory power and for our intelligence. And as a whole, instead of being lazy community, instead of being mentally retarded people, why not? Or we should be the best and intelligent people of the world. Salawat, please. So one food that is important for our digestive system, that is good for our vascular and circulatory system, as well as that is good for our brain and memory, that is fish. So different types of fish which are halal we can use, and especially the cold water fish, are the best source of omega-3. This is one of the fatty acid, omega-3, and the primary components of the brain and retina, that is in the eye, and other nerve tissue. Omega-3 and the fatty acid, they are the primary components which are making these things. So studies have shown that the omega-3 fatty acid boost energy, enhance learning ability, improve problem solving skills, and boost memory power, and enhance communication between brain cells. So fish is one of the food usually having no side effect, no problem. So that's why at least, and also in Islam, that is recommended every Wednesday we should try to eat fish on at least once a week, and that is on Wednesday we have to eat the fish. But scientifically, fish has omega-3, and that is good for our nerve cells, for our brains, for our memory, for our communication skills. The second food that is also helpful for our memory power, that is the foods made from whole and organic soya beans, like soya milk or tofu, are rich in choline, lecithin, and isoflavones. So choline has been proven to positively impact brain development in addition to slowing the memory loss. So development of the brain, that is fast in the childhood, and memory loss, that is in the old age. So soya milk or soya beans, so these are good in the childhood as well as in the older age as well. So throughout the life that is helpful, but especially the children who are growing and the old people, for them the soya milk, the soya beans are the best food. And the lecithin helps in preventing deposits of plaque in the brain. So when the plaques in the brains are formed, so then the work of the brain, that will become sluggish. And the isoflavones help improve cognitive function, to recognize the different things, and category fluency and logical memory, spatial cognition, and the memory recall. So as a whole, fish and the soya, that is the best food for our memory. Number 3 is the colorful and the citrus fruits. Fill your plates up with all the colors of rainbow and a few more, and you are guaranteed to improve your brain power. And one of the fruit that could also be vegetable, that is avocados, are especially potent in increasing blood flow to the brain because of their monounsaturated fat content. Those people who are diabetic, if they use one avocado every day, that is the best for them. And avocado also is helpful for the activity of brain and help to recall the information quickly. Include the other fruits which are also helpful, that is cantaloupe and watermelon, tomatoes, plums, pineapples, oranges, apples, grapes, kiwi fruits, peaches, and the cherries. So as a whole, we need to add fruits. And one tradition that is good in Iran, whenever the guests, they are inviting the guest, so before offering food, always they are offering the fruits. So that is good tradition. So if we can also introduce this culture among ourselves, among our families and communities, so that will be a better option. So adding fruits and the vegetables, especially before consuming the food, that is best thing. But altogether, these fruits have different material which are helpful in increasing the blood flow to the brain. Number 4, different berries, especially the blueberries, are known for improving motor skills and learning capacity, while strawberries are rich in phycin, a flavonoid that improves the memory recall. So elderberries, blackberries, raspberries have other brain power boosting benefits through their antioxidant content. So altogether, the berries which are available, so we can add in our food stuff as well. Number 5, the cruciferous and the leafy green vegetables. Your mother has the good reason for forcing you to eat broccoli and cabbage and kale and turnips and Brussels sprouts and broccoli, collard greens and cauliflowers, radish, spinach, mustard green, and watercress, especially for the children, for the teenager. So these people usually they don't like to eat vegetables. But if parents are cooking or adding these things, vegetables and the green vegetables in our foods, so the children and the teenager, they should not reject, because there are a lot of benefits, a lot of vitamins, a lot of benefits for digestive system, for our health, are hidden into the green vegetables. So vegetables are good and important source in boosting the brain power. Also some other vegetables like onion, red peppers, lettuce, carrots, asparagus, okra, mushroom, broccoli, sprouts. So any kind of vegetable, especially the green vegetable that is available. So some vegetables like potato, these fruits or this vegetable, that is in the form of roots. So for diabetic people, those are not good. So there is much starch or much sugar like potatoes or the other things which are inside the soil. But those vegetables which are above the soil, so all of these vegetables are very, very helpful, and we need to add in our daily food in one form or other form. Maybe in the form of salad, maybe in the form of fruits, maybe in the form of curries. The next, that is not highly recommended, but at the time of need, especially when it is the time of study or time of examination. So at that time, these things can be used, and that is chocolate. So chocolate is not only delicious, but beneficial to your brain and can help enhance your mood. So natural stimulants boost the production of endorphins that improve the focus and concentration. The milk chocolate has been also shown to improve the verbal and the visual memory and boost impulse control and the reaction time. Dark chocolates is rich in flavonols and that boost the blood supply to the brain and help improve the cognitive skills. So just having habit and eating too much chocolates every day, that is not advised. So that's harmful. But especially when the student, they are at school and they are feeling tired during the school, during study time, or when they are sitting in the exam, at that time, they can use the chocolates, and that can help them within short time. And the next one and the last one, that is the nuts. So nuts are rich in vitamin E and B6, folate and omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, and antioxidants. So these small food items boost your brain power and improve your mood. The whole nutty family of cashews, almonds, walnuts, hazelnuts, peanuts, Brazil nuts, and the pecans brings some benefit to your brain. But again, so here is the list of all nuts. So eating all the nuts every day, that is not advised. So we can add few pieces or few grains or few grams on daily basis. So as a whole, these nuts are also very, very helpful to improve our memory skills. So these were 7 different items which are helpful to increase our memory, to keep us mentally active and sharp. So inshallah, we will add these things, and we will also carry on next week the other items which are very, very helpful to improve our memory. So we need all these things. As a whole, we need to be intelligent, we need to be mentally active, and if we are mentally not active, then we are not doing maybe most of the things. So we need to be active, we need to be sharp, we need to be intelligent, and inshallah, if we care all these things, if we include all these things among our foods, so inshallah, our coming generation, they will get a lot of benefits from this culture of food, and they will be intelligent, and they will be able to compete the other nations as well. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wal asr. Inna al-insana lafi khusr. Illa alladhina amanu wa amilu as-salihat wa tawasaw bil haqqi wa tawasaw bis sabr. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma laka al-hamd, badi'a as-samawati wal-ard, dhal jalali wal-ikram, Rabbal arbab, wa ilaha kulli mawluha wa khalika kulli makhluq, wa waritha kulli shay, laysa kamithlihi shay, wa huwa bi kulli shay'in muhit. Anta Allahu la ilaha illa anta al-ahad al-mutawahhid al-fard al-mutafarrid. وأنت الله لا إله إلا أنت الكريم المتكرم العظيم. والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين على القاسم محمد وعلى علي بن أبي طالب أمير المؤمنين عليه السلام. وعلى فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين. وعلى الحسن والحسين سيدي شباب أهل الجنة. وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى محمد بن علي وعلى جعفر بن محمد وعلى موسى بن جعفر وعلى علي بن موسى وعلى محمد بن علي وعلى علي بن محمد وعلى حسن بن علي وعلى الخلف القائم المنتظر المهدي. اللهم صل على محمد. اللهم عجلنا ظهورا إنه يرونه بعيدا نراه قريبا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم افتح لي أبواب توبتك ورحمتك ورزقك الواسع إني إليك من الراغبين. وأتمم لي إنعامك إنك خير المنعمين. اللهم اجعل بقية عمري في أداء فرض الجمعة والحج والعمرة ابتغاء وجهك يا رب العالمين. وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين. اللهم صل على محمد وآله محمد. أوصيكم بتقوى الله ونعم أمركم. मौला मुत्तकियान हज़रत अमीरुल मोमिनीन अलैहिस्सलाम की वसीयत हम सब के लिए। अपनी ज़िंदगी को नज़्म व ज़ब्त के साथ खूबसूरत बनाओ। अपनी ज़िंदगी, अपना वक्त, अपनी माल, अपना जाह जलाल, अपना इल्म, अपना तक़वा सब मुनज़्ज़म होकर अल्लाह सुब्हानहु व तआला की खुशनुदी के लिए इस्तेमाल किया जाए तो ये चीज़ इबादत भी है और उसमें बरकत भी होगी। दुनिया में भी कामयाबी है और आखिरत में भी कामयाबी है। और वो चीज़ जो दुनिया और आखिरत में कामयाबी अता करती है वो बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम क़द अफ़लहल मोमिनून अल्लज़ीना हुम फ़ी सलातिहिम ख़ाशिऊन। Those people are successful when they pray, they stand up for salat, so they are shivering, their body is shivering, their concentration and attention is toward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when they are in front of Allah, so then they are not thinking anybody else, then they are not thinking and planning about their business and work. They are not thinking about their family members and friends. So when they are in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so they are not using their mobiles and text and these things. Because if I am sitting in sermon of Friday or standing for prayer, if I am using mobile and using text, it means Allah is not important for me. So attending sermon is wajib. Paying attention, sitting as you are standing and sitting like prayers. So that is important. As we cannot see right and left, we cannot talk during the prayer. Likewise in sermons, we cannot see right and left and we cannot talk. And when we are standing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we know He is Qahhar, He is Jabbar, He is Adil. And we need to have fear of all these things because we are not perfect for anything. None of the aspect of our ibadat and our dealings and our morality and our works, nothing is perfect. So when that is not perfect, we need to ponder more, we need to concentrate more while we are praying. Salawat, please. Salat is the symbol of Islam, the symbol of Muslims. Anyone who is not paying attention to Salat is not Muslim anymore. Anyone who is not trying to establish the prayer, he is maybe mushrik, maybe kafir. So as a Muslim, this is our duty to pray individually and to establish the congregational prayers. And it has been recommended in Quran many times. أَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ وَارْكَعُوا مَعَ الرَّاكِعِينَ. But once we know congregational prayer is important, is recommended, then we need to know how to perform that congregational prayer. Because if we are attending and that process, that method is not proper, not perfect, then maybe not only we are invalidating our prayer, but possibly we are invalidating the prayer of other people as well. So instead of getting a lot of reward in congregational prayer, maybe we are spoiling everything. So the best way is we need to know more. So one thing is, while we are attending namaz jamat, we need to be humble, we need to pay more concentration, we need to be in khushu wa khuzur. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. Those people who are paying attention to Allah and their body is shivering, they are successful people. Those believers are successful. So for congregational prayer, some important issues today we are going to discuss. When a person is attending namaz jamat, so there is one imam and one follower. So just two persons, if they are doing namaz jamat, so then their each rakat will be equal to 150 prayers. So one rakat is equal to 100 and altogether 300 rakat. So this is the benefit. And if the people who are in congregational prayer, they are more than 10, then all of the angels, if they start to count, and all trees, branches should be changed into the pen, and all water of the ocean should be changed into ink, then all these things, angels and ocean water and the trees branches, are unable to count the reward of that prayer in which there are more than 10 Muslims. So this is the benefit. Why not we have to think about this? Why not we have to attend namaz jamat on regular basis? The other Islamic commandment is, if there are choice, person can pray individually, and that namaz is on the sharp time, but namaz jamat is a little bit later. So then it has been recommended that the person, if he is praying individual prayer, he should wait for namaz jamat, and namaz jamat is better than praying individually. If someone has prayed individually and he is there, and after some time, while he was praying, namaz jamat has been started, so the person can pray the same prayer, same salat again with congregational prayer. If he wants to pray the same salat, he can pray. If he wants to pray qaza prayer, he can pray. If he wants to pray qaza of his parents or anybody else, he can pray with that namaz jamat. So attending namaz jamat, this is mustahab, this is recommended. But if the parents of a person are commanding someone to attend namaz jamat, then for those children, namaz jamat, attending namaz jamat becomes wajib. So if they will, we know if we are not performing wajib, then we are sinful people. Attending namaz jamat itself is mustahab. It is recommended to attend, but once parents are commanding their children to attend namaz jamat, then that becomes wajib upon them. And if the children are not obeying, and that is reflecting the parents have been insulted in front of the people, then that is gunah, that is sin for them. Namaz jamat, the congregational prayer, is also the solution for those people who are always in doubts. Whether this is first rakat or second rakat, he has prayed, he has done ruku or not. So those people who are having a lot of doubts in their prayer, so the best solution for them is to attend namaz jamat. As I told you earlier, the best time to attend namaz jamat is the first takbiratul ihram, and people should wait. When imam has finished his takbiratul ihram, then the followers can say takbiratul ihram. They cannot say, as he is saying, they cannot say at that time. So followers should wait. When imam will finish, then the followers can say takbiratul ihram, and at a time everyone can say, but the better way is the person who is standing just behind the imam, he should say first, and the right side people and the left side people in the first row, they should say, and the people who are behind, they have to say takbiratul ihram. But if someone is late, then up to ruku, they can attend in the ruku. And if you have attended namaz jamat, if you have participated in namaz jamat in the ruku, So that rakat will be included your whole rakat. You have not attended Qiyam, Takbiratul Ihram and Qiyam and Surah, Hamd and Surah, but still if anybody has attended, joined the namaz jamat in Ruku, so that will be included one rakat or the first rakat. While we are praying namaz jamat, congregational prayer, the people who are following, they should not read Surah Hamd and the other surah. They can just listen. But rest of the adhkar of prayer, everybody should read. So once again, when we are praying namaz jamat, जब हम namaz jamat पढ़ रहे होते हैं, तो हमद और सूरह जो है वो इमाम पढ़ता है और जो मुक्तदी हैं उनको नहीं पढ़नी चाहिए. खामोश रहें या से दिल में सुबहान अल्लाह पढ़ सकते हैं. खामोश रहें और ज़ाहिर है कि 3 नमाजों में इमाम बुलंद पढ़ता है, उसको खामोशी के साथ सुना जाए. कुरान में भी ये हुक्म है कि जब कुरान पढ़ा जा रहा हो तो उसको अदब के साथ, एहतराम के साथ, खामोशी के साथ सुना जाए. तो जब इमाम पढ़ रहा है तो हमद और दूसरी सूरह जो भी पढ़ी जाती है वो नहीं पढ़नी चाहिए. लेकिन बाकी जितने भी अज़कार हैं, चाहे रुकू हो, सजदा हो, तशahhud हो, वो सब के सब पढ़ने हैं. लेकिन जिस चीज का ख्याल रखना वो ये है कि इमाम से पहले कोई काम नहीं करना है. अगर इमाम का सर अभी सजदे में है और आपने उठा लिया तो आपकी नमाज भी बातिल और शायद आपकी वजह से जो आपके पीछे उनकी नमाज भी बातिल हो जाए. उनकी भी जो है वो या राइट पे या लेफ्ट पे जो लोग हैं उनकी नमाज भी बातिल हो जाए. सो द बेस्ट वे इज when Imam is saying Surah Hamd and other surah, nobody should read this surah. But rest of the adhkar like ruku and sujood and tashahhud, everybody should read. But that should not be pronounced loudly. It is makruh. If the voice or sound of a person who is following, his sound should go to the Imam and he can hear. If the person who is follower in congregational prayer and he is so loud, Imam can listen that sound, so then his action is makruh. So we need to avoid all azkar you are reading in ruku and sujood, so that should be in your heart, so that should not be loud. Salawat please. So, I told you the best time to attend namaz jamat is takbiratul ihram, but up to the ruku you can join, and even in any rakat you can join. And the last action where you can join namaz jamat, if you know Jamaat is sitting for tashahhud, and that is the last tashahhud, still you have to say takbiratul ihram, Allahu Akbar, and go straight away in tashahhud. You can join the tashahhud, don't read anything, just sit down, and when Imam will finish salam, you stand up. So that will not be counted as your first rakat, but you will get the sawab. And you should not think someone who is attending namaz jamaat from takbiratul ihram and someone who is attending in the last tashahhud, both are equal, getting equal reward. No. Someone who is first will get more sawab, and someone who is coming late will get sawab, but maybe less than that person who is attending namaz jamaat in the beginning. While you are praying namaz jamaat, it is also important to identify the Imam Jamaat. It is not necessary to know his name, but for example, it is not problem here, but in big places like Mashhad, like Qom, like Karbala, there are many namaz jamaat are going at a time. So then it is important to say someone who is standing in front of you, or if you know the name, that is better. But if you don't know, at least it is important to bring in your mind someone who is standing in front of you, you are following, and that person in namaz jamaat. What is the last time to attend namaz Jum'ah? Namaz Jum'ah is different. So the 4 rakat of Zohr have been changed into 2 rakat as Salatul Jum'ah, and the reciprocal of other 2 rakat are 2 sermons. So paying attention in those two sermons, that is important. And a lot of things are being talked in those sermons. We need to improve our knowledge. Attending those sermons are recommended. But those people who are in the mosque are listening to that sermon, this is wajib for them to pay attention and to sit towards Qibla and not to see right and left and not to talk with anyone. This is wajib. And if someone is not performing wajib, is sinful again. The last action where you can join namaz Jum'ah, that is the ruku of second rakat. If anyone is coming and for namaz Jum'ah and ruku of second jamat is passed, so then it is better he should not join the namaz jamat. He should pray individually, and that will be namaz dhuhr. Because namaz Jum'ah, Salatul Jum'ah is wajib, and when there are 5 people. If there are less than 5 people, then this Jamaat, Namaz Jum'ah will not be wajib. So you can attend Namaz Jum'ah only up to the ruku of second rakat, and when there are 5 people. So for ordinary Namaz Jamaat and for Namaz Jum'ah, there are few conditions for Imam Jamaat. Imam Jamaat, he should be mature and he should be sane, Aqil and Baligh, and he should be just, Adil, Halal Zada, legitimate birth, and his recitation of Quran, that should be perfect, and he should be Shia Ithna Ashri. And if Imam is disabled, he is praying his namaz in sitting position, and the followers, if they are praying in their namaz in standing position, so then they cannot follow such person. But if Imam is disabled, followers are disabled, so they can pray salat, congregational prayer behind each other. Disabled who cannot stand, they can still pray behind the Imam who is performing his namaz in standing position. Salawat, please. So there are some makruhat of namaz. While there is space in the row, so keeping that space in the row, that is makruh. So we need to stand shoulder to shoulder, and there should not be space. Until the first row is not complete, people are not allowed to stand in second row. But if there are children who are not baligh, so they cannot stand in the first row. But if there is only first row, then they can stand on the ends. Because for the second row and other row, if the people will come, so then there will be no communication or connection of namaz jamaat for the other people. So if there are children, and the children, one child will stay, and on right and left side of that child should be the adult people. So one makruh is we cannot keep the gaps in the rows. If there is space on the first row, one person cannot stay in the second row. But if that space is finished, then he can start the second and the third, and like this. But if there is space, people should prefer to go. And always first row is very important. There is more sawab. Who are preferred to be those people who are more knowledgeable, more muttaqi, those people who are more dignified people through their age or knowledge or anything, so they are preferred more. But again, first come, first serve. Someone who is coming first, wherever the place is, should be filled the gaps first. And anyone who is coming late, wherever the place is, he can sit over there. The second makruh is if the follower is reading loud and Imam can listen, so that is makruh. And if person is traveler, Imam is traveler and the followers are not travelers, so it is makruh to leave the traveler to the other person. But if Imam is traveler but his namaz is full, so that is okay. Imam namaz is full, the other people namaz is full, so that's okay. But if Imam is traveler, so it is better someone who is not traveler, that person should lead the prayer. Salatul Jum'ah, that cannot be within there are two Salatul Jum'ah cannot be within the premises of 3 miles. So there should be only one prayer in the premises of 3 miles. Another thing is for Salatul Jum'ah, one adhan is enough, and saying two adhan, that is bid'at, and that should not be said. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Inna a'tainaka al-Kawthar fassalli li rabbika wanhar inna shani'aka huwal abtar.